Hi, my name is James Orvis, and in today's video we're going to be looking at a track by Fideles called Harmed, and I'm going to show you how I tried to recreate the synth sound in that track. So let's have a quick listen to it and you can hear what it sounds like. I have to stop it there because we might get flagged down by YouTube for copyright. So we'll leave it there, and hopefully that's give you enough to kind of get what it sounds like. And so basically what I've done is I've used a different synth today because I tried a lot of different ones. Like I tried all the Arturia ones. I tried the UHE synths like Hive and Diva, and none of them seemed to get me where I wanted to be. I knew it was a digital sound, so I really extensively tried working out the sound using Wavetable in like pigments and stuff like that, and Hive as well. But I just wasn't kind of getting that kind of the similar kind of tone that I wanted from the original. So what I did was I remembered that I used this synth like ages ago called Thorn. It's a really, really cool synth. It's like a bit of a trance EDM machine, but I've noticed that a lot of tracks that are coming out now on like Afterlife and stuff kind of have these trancey sounds in them. I don't mean like the warm analog sounds, I mean like the digital ones as well. So it just clicked. I was like, oh yeah, that synth, like I'll try that. So I tried this and straight away it just worked perfectly with just the basic sawtooth oscillators in the synth set to detune, just give me that trancey feel straight away. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go through this and I'm going to quickly explain how I made it. If you're not familiar with the synth, do not worry because it's a super easy synth to get your head around. It's laid out really simply. At first, obviously, it looks a bit different, but I'll show you around it, and it's really easy to use. So yeah, let's get stuck in. So this is my version. So we'll turn everything off and I'll work my way through it. What I do like about this synth is the simplicity that you can just go in and switch all of the modules off like this. This is what I mean by easy to get around because everything's kind of squared off in its own little box. So these are the oscillators. We'll start on this side. Like I said, the oscillators just did it for me from the off. So I'm just going to quickly turn that off as well. So basically what I've done with this one is we just used the basic sawtooth. If you go in basic waveforms, it's in there. And then what I've done at the top is I set the unison all the way up to 8. So we've got 8 oscillators. It's like a super saw. And then detune them by 26 and then put 100 spread on, so the spread across stereo field. And brought the octave down by 1 as well. So this is what the oscillator sounds like with no filter or any effects. Just like instant trance oscillator there. And then the second one, I just kind of thicken it up a little bit, just to put a bit more down the center of the stereo field. I set up another oscillator exactly the same, no unison, no detune, same octave, but just a mono kind of strong oscillator. So it just really reinforces the impact, the punch of the sound, I think, when you put in that second oscillator. Didn't bother with a third one because I didn't think it was needed. I was going to play around with a couple of wavetable bits, but I didn't really need it at all. And then the next thing we've got is the noise. So with this, I've just gone into the menu, set it up as white noise, and then just brought in the volume. So initially I was going to use the wavetable to add some of that top end raspiness in there, but the noise did it for me. Harmonic filter we're not using, but that is a really, really cool feature of the synth. I'd go and check that out. And then the filter, what I've done with this is put it on dirty low pass, put the drive pretty much all the way up. So let me just bring this in. I need to turn the utility back on. And then brought the cutoff all the way down, pushed the envelope all the way up, almost, about 75% almost. And then we've got this envelope one here, which controls the shape of the filter opening and closing. So we've got like a really tiny little bit of attack on. We've got the decay set around 14%, sustains all the way down, and then a little bit of release. And that coincides with the amp envelope as well. So with that, we've got just a touch of decay, sustain, and release there. And all together, you get this. And then after that, we've got the limiter. So I've just put this on at 32%. Just like a really hard compression, but I just felt it works really nicely. Not compression, sorry, just brick wall limiting, but it just seemed to work. And then if we go to effects, I've got this EQ that I set up. So when I was A/Bing with the original and mine, I felt, so I'll just quickly play this. So mine's quite thick and theirs has got a lot of like mid and stuff like that. So I was going to bring up another EQ, but we've got one built in here, and basically just tend to mix all the way up. The bottom row is the frequency, and then the middle rows, the top row is the gain. And you can see the readouts on the top. It's one thing I don't like about this synth actually. Like I'd like to see the readout when you're moving the knob itself, but you've got to kind of look up at this section and it'll tell you the percentage or the frequency. So what I've done here is boosted 1.34 kilohertz quite significantly. I brought the bass down at 20 hertz, so like we're kind of doing a bit of a shelf type thing at the bottom. And then the highs at 3K, just to add a bit more energy, I pushed that up. And this is before and after. So a massive difference there. Also, we've got a delay on here. So I tried to match the delay up closely to the original track, and I put it at 1/8 D for both left and right channels. And then I played around with the I-pass, just to kind of dampen it. And then you've got like this delay width, so that's all the way up. So I've got this like wide stereo spread with that. And then brought the feedback up to feel like it was like working correctly with it. So this is before and after on delay. So I was really happy with that. It's kind of where I needed it to be. But I felt like we just needed some reverb, and I tried using the reverb in here. I didn't really like it. So again, I just went to my usual go-to kind of synth reverb at the moment, which is Lustrous Plates. Brought down the high cut, turned up the low cut, so it's at 221, that's at 3.22 to dampen it. And then I did a little bit of pre-delay, and then brought the dry wet down to like minus 14 dB, and reverb time all the way down to short as well. So if I put this on full wet, you get this. And that just goes really, really nicely with this synth. There's a few other bits that I could have done. So like we've got this distortion. I really like all of the kind of the drive and the distortion stuff within this plugin, because it's just different. It's got a different tone to it compared to a lot of other kind of saturation plugins that I'm using and distortion plugins. I really like it. If you want something in your track that's just like really punchy and cuts through, then this is a kind of good synth to use if you want that sound. And then let's just move on to like things that I would modulate. So obviously we tried to copy that synth off that track, but you might want to copy this preset and use it in your own tracks. And you might want to actually move it around a bit more. So we've got things like cut off, you can move that. You've got resonance. Could bring that up. Also, you've got things like the delay. You can play around with the feedback. You can play around with a mix of that, so you can bring up the feedback. You've got that you can play around with. You could also actually switch on the reverb and bring that up as like an effect at some point. We've got that distortion thing, so you could bring that in to kind of give it a bit more impact later on. Or for like a breakdown, you could like smash it with that. You've got another oscillator here, so we could potentially bring in like a 7th or something like that, or a 5th. Let's try this. Wrong one, I need to be on this one here. So that's quite cool. And then also you've got things like, we could put in like a wavetable. Just really add into that digital sound. You can experiment with those. You could even switch these like to square and stuff as well. What's this actually? A vowel. Yeah, you could move through them. You could change this one. So you can completely change the tone of the sound. Harmonic filter. You could use that actually. So this is quite experimental as well to play around. So that's pretty cool to play around with. And that's about it really. Those are the kind of things that I would mess around with in a track. I obviously experiment with LFOs and stuff as well, so you can get something cool out of that. But it's a really, really cool patch, I think. I really like that. Probably use it in a track. I hope you go away and try it out for yourself. Maybe come up with some different variations. Let us know how you get on in the comment section below. And if there's any sounds that you'd like us to recreate or any tutorials, anything that you'd like us to cover, let us know that in the comment section below. My name's James Orvis. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.